for another round of this Arctic blast. Many families ventured out of their homes today to try and stock up on food and supplies.
Parking lots and stores were full as people lined up to gather whatever they could to survive these dangerous conditions. KPRC Sophia Ojeda live in North Houston tonight with an update on today's rush to the stores. Sophia?
Chris and Dominique, folks have been going in and out of all kinds of stores today for all kinds of supplies. This is the Home Depot here on the North Freeway. It looks open, but it is actually closed. But cars keep on coming, and people are coming to fix their broken pipes or damaged drywall. They're trying to fix their homes without power or water before those temperatures drop again tonight. It was a mad dash for food and supplies late this afternoon. Houstonians rushed out while the roads were clear and the weather held steady. Lines at this Denny's in Southwest Houston were out the door into the parking lot. Families just looking for a hot plate of food.
Trying to get some meat. Come on the air tonight, the emergency unfolding across several states. Millions without electricity in Texas and elsewhere across the South. No heat, no water after this first storm, and it's been deadly. At least 15 dead. The family members discovered trying to stay warm in their garage, several dead after tornadoes as well in North Carolina and in Georgia. One was an EF3, winds 116 miles per hour. And this is all about to get worse. Already the coldest temperatures in more than a century. Now the second storm set to move right across the country, hitting the same states yet again and then right up into the Northeast. And look at this image tonight. This is not the middle of the country or the Northeast. This is Houston. Snow-covered neighborhoods. This is the Westbury neighborhood. Right up through the middle of the country, tractor trailers pulling off I-75. This is Lima, Ohio, because of blinding snow there. 1.5 feet of new snow near Chicago, and tonight the most dangerous impact across the country, the power outages in at least 13 states tonight. Some 4 million without power, and this image right here sparking anger in Texas tonight. Houston skyscrapers brilliantly lit, while neighborhoods surrounding downtown are in the dark. Families without heat, without power. At least 140 cases of carbon monoxide poisoning in Houston alone. That woman and an 8-year-old girl dying after authorities say they were trying to stay warm using the car in the garage. And the tornadoes I mentioned, the warnings as we came on the air last night here, and so far at least 5 reported tornadoes that confirmed EF3 in Brunswick County, North Carolina, killing 3. All of this, of course, halting vaccinations as well as millions already suffering with no power now prepare for this next storm. ABC's Marcus Moore leading us off tonight from Texas.
Who are still without power. 110 million Americans on alert from Texas up through New England. Another blast of snow, ice, and brutal cold on the heels of the storm that left dozens dead. Over 3 million homes powerless in Texas. The desperate struggle, families cooking in the freezing cold, some going to dangerous extremes to stay warm. Rolling blackouts with seemingly no end in sight. What's to blame for the massive failure? Also, the extreme weather causing a major disruption in COVID vaccinations and shipments. Sites shut down nationwide. Thousands of appointments canceled. And after you're vaccinated, can you still spread the virus? We'll tell you what Dr. Fauci is saying. President Biden's new timeline when he now says every American can get the vaccine. And our exclusive with Vice President Kamala Harris. Does she agree with the CDC's plan for reopening schools and what she says about vaccinating teachers? Our series, Kids Under Pressure, teens warning homework has become a nightmare in the pandemic. One school working to change all that. And Scouts Honor, 17 young women making history and inspiring America.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening and welcome. In a dozen states, all this hitting vaccine shipments hard. We're going to talk about that and what happens to all those now canceled appointments. A lot to cover this evening. Let's begin in Dallas with Morgan Chesky.
Tonight in Texas, frustrations rising in a frigid crisis.
We need our power out here.
My apartment is under 40 degrees.
It's freezing. It's a blackout, no electricity.
More than 3 million homes in the dark from a brutal cold, crippling the state's power grid.
Every source of power that the state of Texas has been compromised.
Today, Texas Governor Greg Abbott unable to say when the lights are coming back on. Rolling blackouts forcing countless families to fend for themselves. Minority communities hit especially hard. When you hear power may not be fully restored for days. How's that hit you?
Oh, it's like a brick.
In Fort Worth, the Adelas piling their 7 kids into a church van turned shelter.
This is not okay.
Cooking in sub-freezing temps alongside cold and tired neighbors.
Which is doing the best. Trying to survive.
In Houston, survival efforts turning deadly. More than 300 carbon monoxide cases flooding hospitals.
We are overwhelmed with the number of patients, and that does make us have to go into
People misusing cars, generators, and fire pits, trying desperately to stay warm.
Right, I like to say Barak Thay Hawa, Barak Thay Hawa Shah, Barak Thay Hawa, Barak Thay Hawa Shah, Bahashim, Rakah HaKadash. Double honors the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you, brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is the book of Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunders, with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests and the flame of devouring fire. Other than that, I like to say Shalom.